Suljovic, the German-speaking Austrian who was born in Serbia. Jelle Klaasen with his legion of fans as well. Klaasen perhaps has something to address.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg it's Mensa to throw first. Game on.
Given he's made just 2 quarter-final appearances in Europe this year, many say he's better than that given what he's achieved elsewhere. In particular, runs to the semi-finals of the World Championship and the UK Open in the last 12 months.
140.
Beat Christobi 6-3 in his opening match yesterday with an average of 91.14. Really set the tone 92. With an 11-dart leg, and he quickly opened up a 3-0 lead in a typically fast-paced contest that didn't disappoint.
Yeah, a very professional performance against Christobi. I think Chris started pretty slowly, he will admit that, and Jelle just took advantage of that and actually seemed better than a 91 average because he was playing so fast and he was getting rid of the legs so quick.
There was just a finish of 1-2-1, 61 remaining. There we go, looking at his favourite double 14.
93.
But he's going to come back and have another crack at it.
And would you believe it, he's missed it.
Not very often that.
Loves that double 14.
45. Mensa requires 28.
Well, he'd have been licking his lips when he hit the treble 11.
Set up perfectly. Almost sure as night follows day that he was going to go that route, and almost sure as night follows days that he does take out the double 14 as well.
It does make me wonder about Suljovic's love for double 14. Recently he hasn't been leaving it as much, but if we dissect his thoughts about leaving it all the time, I wonder what he's like on double 7.
Just in case.
Just in case. It's like Jelle Klaasen's love for double 18. He loves to leave it. How is Jelle on double 9? You've got to be good at the splits as well as 85. The ones that you leave. So if you're good on tops, you've got to be good on 10s. And look at James Wade. Very good on tops, very good on 10s. Pretty good on 5s too. But it's the same with Robert Thornton. Tops guy, good on 10s. And if you're good on 16s, you've got to be good on 8s.
Contrast of styles here. Suljovic won't be hurried by anybody. Klaasen will just machine gun his way through his 3 darts. They've met 3 times this year, by the way. Klaasen leads that particular head 2-1.
45.
Read into that what you will, if anything at all.
There's not many players who have a good record against Mr. Suljovic over the last couple of years.
But Klaasen has a 180 against Mensur Suljovic, first of the match.
You'd think that Klaasen wouldn't be comfortable against a slow player, but he is a professional, he is a top 10 player,
140.
And he's someone who has adapted his style to many different opponents over the years.
Now it's Jelle Klaasen's turn to look at his favourite double 18. And there we go.
Is that the key of what's to come? Leaving favourite doubles, and whoever's going to hit the most might just win this contest. 2 legs on throw. Suljovic to start this 3rd leg, but not start the way he wanted to. It's not often we get a bit of a rain delay in darts. I mean, I can hear it through my earphones. It is thundering out there.
It just momentarily dislodged the satellite system outside, so we had to address that after the conclusion of the first match, which was won by Jordi Meeuwissen against Ryan Mikkel. The Dutch qualifier will play the winner of this match, by the way.
I've got a theory, Rob. They called Jordi Meeuwissen the tsunami. It's all his fault. And then later on, it might happen again. We've got a hurricane coming up.
There's the answer. There is the answer.
Let's blame it on the players.
85.
A bit of a cagey start this 3rd leg. A couple of somewhat mediocre visits from the Austrian to start with, but sort of measuring themselves into this game.
100.
It's a very intriguing contest when, as you can see, you've got the 8th seed in Klaasen, the 9th seed in Suljovic, so you should really have even form. If you add the seedings up to 17,
93.
That's how they meet in this stage of the tournament. So Later on, you've got someone like Benito van der Pas, who's number 7, meets up against Robert Thornton. Thornton's the 10th seed. Number 7 is Benito van der Pas. That's how the draw bracket works.
Yep, and the schedule for this afternoon follows the draw bracket as well. Just to remind you once again, Mensur Suljovic began his European Tour campaign this year with a run to the semis in Venray, where he lost Daryl Gurney 6-1, but he hasn't really emulated that so far since then, although he went close with runs to the last 8 in Gibraltar, Hamburg, and most recently in Dusseldorf as well, where he lost to Peter Wright 6-0. So he's got maybe something to prove as well here. Having disappointed in Austria too in front of his home crowd, he's looking to do something about that right now. And Mensur Suljovic taps in another 180 to get him down to a double 8 finish. Not his favourite double 14, but he won't mind about that. He is in pole position here because Klaasen still has work to do.
Yeah, pole position on a Sunday is not a bad place to be.
Yeah, I'm on to the venue today for the F1, but here in Riese, it's all about the last 16 of the International Darts Open. Mensur Suljovic looking at a 2-1 lead here against Jelle Klaasen. Has to go to double 4 instead. And double 4 is taken out, and just look what it means to Mensur Suljovic. Won't have been easy for either of these two players to have been waiting backstage for so long. They'd have been looking at the Mikkel match and thinking, OK, now it's time to get ready, go out there. But then they were stopped in their tracks and they had to go and sit down once again, and they weren't really sure how long they had to prepare, or whether it was worth going back to the practice board, whether it was worth making their way to the stage or whatever. So it would have been a difficult time for them, but here they are on stage, and it's Suljovic who leads 2-1, going with the throw at the moment.
Yeah, that's one thing that experience does help with. When you get these delays that come out of nowhere, I mean, the tournament director, Keith Bisbee, today would have said, look, guys, we've got a bit of an interruption here. You're going to have to bear with us.
97.
These guys have been around a long time, so they'll say, OK, we'll just work with it. But what they will have done is they will have tried to peak themselves for 1:30 German time. Because when you do your practice, you go through certain routines, and Suljovic and Klaasen will be saying, right, I'll make sure that I'm ready for 1:30, because each match will take, give or take, about 30 minutes. But like I say, professionals to the end, these guys. Klaasen been around about 10 years.
59.
Suljovic a little bit longer. They'll have seen it and done it before. Won't be a problem.
Well, at the midway points of this fourth leg, the average is 95 for Klaasen, 92 for Suljovic.
140.
A couple of 180s to boot as well. Maybe one more here. And Klaasen is down to tops here. But maybe, just maybe, Suljovic could raise the roof here by taking out the 161. No, he won't.
I think the key to Klaasen's game today is that he needs to keep that power scoring going, because we don't usually think of Suljovic as a power scorer. Klaasen should get more chances, especially on his own throw, and he's got to take this out. Very good from Klaasen, because last night against Dobie, he did miss a few doubles. Can't afford to do that in this fixture.
Yeah, and talking of doubles, there was a nice moment from Chris Dobie that got the crowd going, where he went tops to close the gap to 5-3, and then, ironically, I suppose, he missed darts at double 20 in the next leg, and that killed him off.
That was an absolute peach of a shot from Chris Dobie. Everybody loved that one. And there were some great darts later on last night, especially the Hybrex Cullen game,
78.
which crescendoed, not to quote yourself, Rob, but that really did raise the roof at the very end of the night.
Well, Suljovic has a slender advantage on his throw here.
100.
It could well boil down to the bullseye, which was won by Suljovic in the back room, because at the moment it looks like both guys are really pushing forward on their own
96.
throw. So you can see Suljovic is not in any rush to get to the hockey. And like you say, I mean, Klaasen has got a decent record against Mensur this year. So you'd have seen it and done it. So it won't bother him.
100.
I think when you play Mensur to start with, you think, come on, boy, hurry up, will you? But you just get the feeling that this is his game, and when you're used to that, it's just another game of darts.
59. Mensur require 161.
Saying the other day, I actually like this new shirt of Mensur Suljovic's. I think he looks quite snazzy.
And he's got the usual monogram on the back of it. Or moniker, I should say. Getting the words mixed up there.
102.
Okay, so he's down to 59. He's got potentially a lot of room for manoeuvre here if Klaasen struggles to find a treble, which he has.
42.
Just 42
Let's
as well.
require 59.
Klaasen's always chasing in this game, being the one that threw first in the second leg. So if Suljovic is strong on his throw, Klaasen is going to be under pressure every single time he comes to the hockey on his particular visit, where he's throwing first.
Yeah, he's missed the big number 19 there for Tops. So Tops it is now after taking out the 16.
39.
Oh, we won't want to mess about too much longer.
Doesn't have to worry quite yet. If he misses another 3, then Klaasen may be able to pounce, but only if he hits a big treble.
56.
I thought on 56 he was going to go double 14, double 14. But
There will be a time, I'm sure of it.
just for good measure. Anyway, he's looking at double 10 now with Klaasen waiting to pounce on the big one, but he won't get the chance. And Suljovic gets his nose back in front at 3-2.
I'm pretty sure Suljovic at the Grand Prix, where they start with a double and end with a double.
134.
He went in every time.
Yeah,
almost.
he's gone in double 14 and ended double 14 quite a few times.
He's not bothered about being a history maker and doing a 9-dart finish on the double in, double out format.
Nah, I think that Monica?
Moniker is like a signature, so this would be a
Mantra.
his habit, his
100.
his modus operandi.
Yeah. He's worried about winning legs. I think a lot of the players these days with the Grand Prix are...
I feel like an English teacher, sorry.
59.
We're getting through some vernacular today. But they're not worried about the 9-dart finish. It's been done by James Wade, Robert Thornton and Brendan Dolan. It's a great thing to do, yes, but most importantly, people want to start where they're comfortable.
100.
Mensah Suljovic is very, very comfortable on double 40, and that's where he likes to start. Robert Thornton and Wade are comfortable with Tops, which is why they get more opportunities for that 9-darter. I was always double 16, double 19, and Mervyn King, who has made the final of the Grand Prix in the past, he's also a double 16 kind of guy.
James Wilson, Terry Jenkins on stage next, the number 12 seed, the Bull, up against the Jammy
60.
Dodger. No jokes about Jammy Dodgers there either. Got told off the other day for a Jammy Dodger joke.
Do Bulls like Jammy Dodgers?
Well, they've got red in them, so maybe the red jam might draw them in, yeah.
Well, if he gets a cloth with a big Jammy Dodger on it, I think the Terry Jenkins might charge at it. So we're about to find out. That's the next game.
Yeah, and James Wilson, your potential dark horse for today.
He's my dark horse for the day after the ways he's played the last couple of days.
Yeah, beat the defending champion Michael Smith yesterday. He is already thinking about his title defence in Mulheim next weekend. The action there starts with the host nation qualifiers on Thursday night. The action proper starts on Friday of next week, or this week I should say.
96.
And then we're on the road once again to Sindelfingen.
If our German doesn't get better in the next couple of weeks, then
Never will.
maybe we should just try another language.
So Suljovic down to 1-4-1. Klaasen. Well, it's all set up perfectly, isn't it, for the treble 20, double 18.
50. Yellow required.
Well, Yellow has to hit this because Suljovic could pounce after this. Perfect for his favourite. There it is. No messing around.
Yellow Klaasen.
He'd probably cross that leg. There's a little bit of messing around. Fourth visits last night for Wilson were outrageous.
Yeah.
174s, 171s.
Turning the screw at just the right time.
Oh yeah.
100.
We saw last night something that is very rare. The average for James Wilson was actually higher than his first 9 because his fourth visit was that good. Sometimes the statistics can lie. They're a good benchmark sometimes, but sometimes they tell a very different story.
Well, ton 40 or so here from Suljovic will make things interesting.
Here we see a lot of the movement involved in the throwing of the dart with Mensur.
60.
That actually wasn't the worst
Yellow
one.
car,
We've seen a couple of ballet moments in this match already. I implore people out there, if you do play Mensur Suljovic in the future, just don't watch him. Honestly, it will put you off.
93. Mensur car 160.
Yeah, 2 triple 19s would have left tops, but the first dart was off key. Suljovic looking at a big check out here. Won't be. Klaasen will fancy his chances of levelling things up once again.
61.
And the pattern of this match, the ebb and flow of this match will continue. That's into the 19s. Double 16 then. Beautifully done.
Yeah, this game's all about finishing. Clinical stuff from the Cobra. Well, as you were, we're down to a best of 3. I tell you what, Suljovic was ready to pounce there as well. Had a 2-darter, and if Klaasen missed that one shot at a double, he could have been in all sorts of danger.
Yeah, there was a big lurch from Suljovic there with that final dart. He referred to it a short while ago. It was clearly evident once again there. Just the 100 scored.
134.
And Klaasen has just got his nose in front slightly here. We've talked about it time and time again. The perfect opportunity to break here for Klaasen at 5-4 to serve for the match at 6-4.
It's these times in the match as well, Rob, that you find out where your form is under pressure. Because we're talking about Klaasen has 2 opportunities to break and win the match if he holds in the next leg. The pressure is firmly on now. Let's see how good you are in this spot. I mean, he started the leg perfectly well, but Suljovic on his throw again, steadying away, ton 40 ton equivalent, looking for another ton to be at least 161. That way, Klaasen has to hit a 140.
He's got it as well. That's a brilliant last start from Suljovic.
Absolutely right. I echo that. 140 to stay in the leg.
There was only really one place he could put that, and he just stepped across slightly, just moved across slightly, and engineered the space, and now he's down to 161 again. It might just come off for him. He's had many goes at it already today.
He'll probably go back upstairs now to leave 56.
105.
Does just that. It's not going to be double 14. I am sure about
I'm actually sure, in the circumstances. If he was 4-0 up, then maybe. But at 4 apiece against Yellow Klaasen.
I'm not sure how Yellow Klaasen would feel about that, no matter what the score would be. But Klaasen can only leave 152, unfortunately. So Suljovic, a regulation 56, 16 tops for another hold of throw. No mistakes, double stats are world class. Absolutely world class.
Yeah, Klaasen was just ever so slightly quicker out of the blocks in that 9th leg, but
125.
Suljovic came through unscathed. And this has echoes of the Joe Cullen match earlier in the weekend, his opening match where he went toe-to-toe all the way through, went with throw for the first 9 legs, led 5-4, broke in the 10th, job done.
But this is a professional game of darts. This is hold your throw all the way.
40.
Suljovic has done that so far, and he's looking for one break of throw, and that's all he needs for victory now.
134.
Yeah, like Klaasen, 2 trebles in the first 2 visits. That's exactly what he was after. He's been around the board, used it effectively.
Oh, again we saw the droop.
the droop.
The mini lurch.
Well, we had lurch on stage earlier in the week in Vincent Camphouse. It's not many
58.
people that make Mensur Suljovic look a little slight.
Chance here for Mensur. Klaasen's on 184. If Suljovic can make a big indentation in this 261.
He wants a 140. Give himself a really good shot at a 1-2-1 for the match.
There's loads of room there for 2 more, or at least 1 more, certainly. Yeah, that's exactly what he's done. in good shape here.
Yep.
Especially if Klaasen doesn't find the treble. And so far he hasn't.
60.
Will not be happy with the last start. It was begging to be hit. It just came up short. So now it means that Suljovic has the best chance that he's had in this match to break through. And what a great time to do it.
Treble 20, treble 11, do you think? Well, he's missed the treble 20 anyway.
51, 84 left.
44.
9, he says, with authority.
24.
He knew that was an opportunity and he hasn't taken it.
What
So
is
Klaasen, 54. Needs to leave it handy. He's coming back for 61. But Suljovic should get at least one shot for the match here. If he goes for treble 19.
And then double 10, it should wrap it up. All depends on the destiny of this first start. He is looking at the 19s, and he's found it as well. He's got 2 bites at the cherry for double 10 for a 6-4 win and a place in the quarterfinals. And not only that, a meeting with the qualifier Jordi Meiwisse from 7 o'clock this evening. Mensur Suljovic is just outside the wire with his first attempt. Jelle Klaasen isn't even looking at the board.
57.
Well, Jelle Klaasen wasn't looking at the board.
61.
Mensur Suljovic didn't score on the board with those last 2 darts. Hence, another chance to stay in the match. He's at the ball.
Oh, my word.
Double 4 to stay in it. And he's there. Get a whiff and you take it. Jelle Klaasen is still alive.
That's the second successive leg. He checks out on 61.
Well, he wanted
25 would have left him his favourite double 18. He found the bullseye anyway, which was unfortunate, but it was a terrific readjustment. And this match is into a decider. Suljovic with the potentially all-important advantage of throwing first, and he's made a good start.
Yeah, Klaasen's made a good start too.
Oh, look at this. Oh, he's responded in kind. It's his third 180 of the match.
But he wants a 4th. Wow, this has been a very, very exciting game.
It was worth the wait. The fans were very patient in the Saxon Arena here in Riese.
Oh, sensational defending of your throw from the Austrian.
Yeah, ton 40, ton 40 in response to Klaasen's 180. He's not found a treble here, though. And all that good work has been undone,
93.
but it's a good recovery with the final dart. And there's 7 points in it.
It's going to come down to the doubles, you feel. What chance is Suljovic going to give himself? It's a good lie. That's brilliant. Another one of those turns the screw.
100.
But he's had a poke at a 1-2-1 twice in this match. He's going to get another go at it.
Yep.
Klaasen's all over this 60 though.
140.
I'd rather have 88 than 1-2-1, but Suljovic is going to the board first.
Yeah, he's taken out the treble 20 and the treble 11 already. He missed the double 14 at his first attempt. How is his luck this time around? He's got the first part of the equation. He'll be looking at treble 11. He's found that as well. Double 14. It's the one he loves the most, and that is the reason why. Absolutely brilliant, brilliant darts from Mensur Suljovic. The 1-2-1 checkout with the double 14 saves his bacon, and he comes through an absolutely monumental tussle with Jelle Klaasen. The number 9 seed has beaten the number 8 seed, and Suljovic will be back on stage tonight to face the Dutch qualifier Jordi Meiwisse. A wonderful match, brilliant entertainment. The crowd absolutely loved it. Klaasen says farewell, but Mensur Suljovic is through, and we'll hear from him now. Standing by, James Wilson and Terry Jenkins.
Mensur, so macht man sich Freunde. Ich gratuliere dir. Ich habe ganz kurz gedacht, okay, der Mensur checkt die 77 Punkte nicht, damit er nachher über die Doppel 14, sein Lieblingsdoppel, 121 checken kann. Das war sehr, sehr stark.
Absolut stark. Ich habe komplett Fokus gespielt. Jelle ist ein Top-Spieler. Ich habe so verloren gegen ihn. Ich bin froh, dass ich gewonnen jetzt wieder mal habe.
Wir haben schon oft gesagt, die letzten 1,5 Jahre waren klasse von dir, unheimlich konstant von dir. Gab es für dich eigentlich das Schlüsselerlebnis, ein Match, ein Turnier, nachdem du wusstest, okay, das packe ich komme da in diese Top 16 rein?
Noch nie. Leider, ich bin so ein Spieler, ich muss viel trainieren und ich habe kein Talent, so wie viele. Ich muss wirklich jeden Tag hart arbeiten. Jeder weiß, ich stehe immer 5-6 Stunden vom Bord vor dem Spielbeginn.
Jordi Meeuwisse ist der nächste Gegner. Ganz ehrlich, ich kannte den vor diesem Turnier noch nicht. Du?
Ich habe schon gegen ihn gespielt. Ich war 5-2 hinten und ich habe den Spiel 6-5 gewonnen. Er ist ein super Spieler. Er spielt konstant und ist ein wirklich Top-Spieler.
Trotzdem, die Bahn ist frei für das Halbfinale. Wir sehen uns im Viertelfinale wieder. Mensur, gratuliere.
Ich möchte mich beim Publikum absolut bedanken. Ihr seid absolut top. Respekt von allen.